Hi guys! Many of you want to hear some more about the Fermentosaurus. After been using it a couple of times, I thought we should talk a little bit about it. Then of course you will also see it in grain to glass videos and so on. But before we start talking about the Fermentosaurus, we need something to drink. And this is the Flying Crew Chief APA. It's a homebrew made by Putte. And this is my first beer mail from Hungary. Putte is Swedish, I think. At least he contacted me in Swedish. And here's a pilot down in Hungary. If I understand it correctly, he flies heavy stuff, heavy lifting. So this is a tribute beer to my understanding. So let's get this into a glass, have a look at Putte's recipe. Oh, he also sent me some patches. This is a Papa Air Base, Hungary, Logistic Support Squadron. Let's have a look at that. And yeah, heavy airlift wing. So, don't know if they will stick. No. So, cool. Also sent me a piercing. Okay, so let's get this into a glass. Maybe you want to have a look at Putte's label. There you have it. And this is an American Pale Ale, which comes in at 5.3%. I'm a little bit skeptic there after reading the recipe. But let's taste it. The measured original gravity was 1063 and the final gravity was 1023. And this is an all grain beer made with fermented with 2 packs of USO5 in a 30-liter batch with an FG of 1023. What's happening, Putte? Something's up there. Nice pop there. Great smoke on the opening. Pours lovely. I think this is bottle conditioned, but it pours great. Gonna look out for stuff. Gonna end it there. So, it's quite clear beer, a little inviting haze there, 3-finger, tight white head. It's a dark yellow, dark straw colored. Smells hoppy. Okay, let's dive in. That's a very big mouthfeel. It's fruity, sweet. Nice bit of bitterness there. Maybe we should at least look at the beer with a refractometer. What I was thinking is that maybe Putte is measuring his final gravity value with the refractometer. And you should never do that. You can do that. There are calculators, but you should always check your final gravity with the hydrometer. This is 1028 should we also test this in the hydrometer. Now this is carved beer, so the foaming will cause some issues, and of course the bubbles, but we're gonna let that sit. We come up to room temp and we can measure it. Back to the beer. As I said, 1023 sounds very high. Can't see why. So let's measure it out. Let's calibrate. The refractometer shows 1028. That's 7.1 maybe bricks. That should be around somewhere around 1007, and it should be like 7% beer. But as I said, I don't trust calculators, so we're gonna measure it with the hydrometer instead. But let's degas it. Okay, back to the beer. Sorry for picking your beers to pieces, Putte. But this is a channel about learning stuff, so why not? I totally fucked up this video by doing this experiment. I even spilled some. This was supposed to be about the Fermentosaurus. I guess I have to do another video about the Fermentosaurus after this one. That means that I can have another beer. So let's just go through the recipe, continue to reviewing the beer, and see if we can learn anything from this. It's quite a lot of bubbles in here. Maybe I should have whisked it. This is a 30-liter batch brewed on the 28th of October 17. I think he has a Herm system because his equipment says Putte's Herms. He used 80% pale malt, 13.3% Munich malt, 3.3% Carapale, 3.3% Vienna. And for hops, there's Amarillo, 28 grams for 50 minutes. There's also Citra at 50 minutes, 28 grams. And at 10 minutes, it's Centennial. And at flame out Citra. No mention of any dry hopping here. It's a quite clean brew. It's a little bit alcoholic on the nose. Can you even find that on the palate? And what you call it, fusel alcohols, higher alcohols, which could be sort it out by taking more control over the fermentation. Pitch rate sounds okay in this case, so maybe it's a temperature, or maybe you did not oxidate your wort. Temperature control. So the most beers will benefit from a good healthy pitch rate and active yeast, oxygenated your wort, and temperature control, and of course how you control that temperature. But it's a very nice brew. I'm being picky. I think I owe it to Putte. When somebody send me beer from the other side of the world, no, it's not the other side of the world, it's in Europe, but I want to always give you my honest opinion. And even though it doesn't mean that I don't enjoy it. Let's see if we can get the reading here. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. The hydrometer reads 1008 and not 1023. And 1008, 1007 with a starting gravity at 1063 takes us somewhere like 7.2, 7.3, 7.4. You can do the math, but it's in the ballpark, trust me. So this is not a 5.3% beer. I think the mistake you are doing is that you are reading your values with the refractometer after fermentation. And those values need to be calculated, but you're much better off by using the trusty hydrometer. I love my refractometer. This time the calibration worked quite fine. This showed about 1008, but there were still some bubbles left there in the beer, so maybe it was around 1007, and I could have misread this a bit, so maybe it was 7.2 bricks maybe, so let's just say 1008. I have another one I put this beer, and that one as well, according to the recipe, ended up with a very high final gravity. So, tip for today, why am I showing the box? The fractometer is awesome during brewing day, but after you have pitched your yeast, I recommend using the hydrometer instead of the refractometer. So, cheers guys, this was supposed to be about the fermentosaurus, which is in the background. I promise you, it's not a clickbait. The video just gone in another direction. So, thank you Putte. Hope you're satisfied with your review. Hope you can comment in the comment box below if you are using your refractometer, or why I get a value of 1008 and you get a value of 1023, and we're almost 2% apart of this beer. And after trying the beer, even if I haven't measured the gravity, I can say it's not a 5.3% beer. So, cheers guys, and thanks for watching. Dr. Hans out.